we got the oven, and this is how Cowboy Joe makes fuck here. This is how we make egg salad. All right, so first of all, we're gonna grab the bread right here, and
No, you're forgetting a very important step. You gotta
butter
your skillet.
That's right. So we are going to put the butter over yonder, right on top. We're just gonna sizzle it like so. We want to make sure it's nice and toasty right there. Yeah, there we go. So we got to do this. We got to grease it up. Yeah. We got to get these eggshells out of here.
No, the calcium is good for your hair.
We don't need calcium. Not in this cooking video. All right, so we got it all greased up. Pretty much ready to go. We'll put a little bit more on the exhaust. And then a little bit more on the grease cap. We probably won't end up opening that cap ever again, unfortunately. So I'm just going to let that stick of butter right here, underneath here, just in case you might need it. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to grab the best part of any loaf of bread. We have the heel. We're going to put this, warm it up like so. Yeah, do a nice little cracky crack right there. That's going to stay right there. We're going to moisture that up. Let me grab the spatula. And got the spatula right here. We'll put the eggs right there as our cooking plate. And now we kind of just wait. I'm going to grab some more eggs, and we'll make this run. All right, so we got one egg really cooking on the exhaust manifold versus the one on top of the head. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to cook an egg, it's probably best if you cook it on the side of the motor. But for our show, what we got going on right here, we are most definitely going to be running it straight on top of the block so we can obviously eat it. Now we wait.
So I feel like we've ran into an issue here. If you're noticing, the valve cover does not get hot enough to cook an egg.
No.
And we lost one. Egg down, egg down. The exhaust manifold looking crispy.
Very crispy. Talking about. All right. So that basically didn't work. So what we are going to be using is yogurt. This is the last bit of my old yogurt that I've been using, and hopefully this should work. I don't even know if it's honestly going to cook, but I really feel like it's going to add some sort of burnt texture. It honestly smells really good inside. You guys can't smell it, but yeah, so far it's a good piece of property right there. And then what we're going to do, we're going to add some green beans. I'm going to open this.
Gotta have that fiber.
I feel like I'm constipated. So we're going to add like some sort of green beans. We're going to defrost them a little bit so it's actually pretty good. And then we're just going to put that right on top. Yeah, we need to insulate it. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to rub it around like Mama does your tummy when you're 2 years old. And hopefully, actually, honestly, it looks like one of those cereals that you get up from like Winco or some shit. And then for extra calcium, like Jake said, you got to put the shells on top. And then what you do, you just mix it all together lovely like that. And then, I'm just joking, I ain't eating that. You can clip it. And that is just how you make a yogurt egg on toast with your veggies type shit. breakfast. Kind of gross. I don't really know what I'm doing right now, but
Do you know what you're doing for any of this?
I mean, honestly, we could probably just make some toast right there, and then you could add more.
No. It's making it more aerodynamic.
All right, we got to add Bondo to the hood. So basically, we're gonna be putting the rest of this bread in here to make it actually aerodynamic, if I should say. More insulation. And so, by that, we're going to also have snacks on the go whenever you need to. There might actually even be some more protein inside of it, because guess what attracts food is flies and insects. We go back to the Trader Joe's days and can eat that. So basically what we're going to do right here, we're going to add more insulation with the bread so it actually cooks a little faster. So once it cooks faster, then George and Jake and Scotty can all eat together. And also, at the same time, it's actually increasing efficiency inside the engine of this K24 block type Nissan. So if you're ever looking for horsepower out of these 2.4 liters, you gotta add bread crust, fucking eggs and vegetables to your valve cover on top. That is the only way you're gonna get any sort of spike in power, because these from factory come 106 horsepower, which is absolute dog doo-doo. But what we can also do to actually spike some more horsepower is to add it through the belts. So if you add it through the belts, it just communicates to like the ECU a little bit better, and it spikes up the temperature and the coolant, so it actually makes it a little bit more efficient, I should say. So then what you do, you just put a little bit more in there, and then some right here. Fuck, it's not working, guys. So there's a certain way you actually feed it. So it's right on the power steering pump, just a little bit lower, which is right there, and it just gets flinged all the time. I'm trying not to obviously pinch my fingers and just yeah. But also, once this is actually heated up, we're good to go, since the motor's actually good up to temp. So then you just take the rest of your bread and not destroy your fingers. So yeah, so we got another piece right there, which is perfect. And then we have the other piece, which goes right in here, and then it acts like a slingshot, adding at least 2 or 3 pounds a gallon. And then what you do, you can actually add a full loaf right here. And is it fucking hailing? Never mind. And then you can just roast it off like a sandpaper type belt. So like this. It actually cleans up the intake valves on your motor. I'm not sure why it actually does this, but it's a good way to split the bread. So we're putting that in there. That didn't work. It's like trial and error. It's like basically when you want to do an oil change, you don't really know which plug it is. So you kind of just got to like guess which plug and just drain everything. So that's kind of like what we're doing right here is with the bread. You got to kind of just let it do its thing. We're not obviously pulling any like bolts or anything, but we also have to make sure the car runs very efficiently. So we're going to add that one right there, and then that goes good. We're already at half a loaf down, increasing power. What? And sometimes you have to feed it like it's your baby, like mama birds do the birds. So then put it super close to your hands. And actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but in order to stop your belt squeaking, you can either add WD-40 deodorant or yogurt bread. So you just add a big piece right there. So once you add the big piece, it's actually not trying to cut my finger in half, but it's actually doing something to the ECU. You can film right there, to where it actually does what it's supposed to. See, the bread is just getting sponged away, but it's also lubricating the belt. So, ladies, if you are looking at doing your boyfriend's oil change for him when he is away for the weekend or hunting or away at work, the way you do it, personally, you just get a little bit. I am not eating it. You just get a half a loaf of bread, and then you just dump it all the way up inside here, and basically your oil change is done. And so once your oil change is done, then you just add some carne asades and some vegetables to the whole piece right there. So if I must like tell you more, there's not really much for me to tell you, because basically some yogurt, some veggies, and a half a loaf of bread and a soggy waffle to get the job done. That's how you do it, baby.